Hi Fab Foodies, welcome back to my kitchen again today. I'm making another of our family's favorites from our stay home collection, the Savory Tasty Beef Stroganoff. So come on in and let's get started. Okay, so today's family favorite is our beef stroganoff. We love this one because it is savory and delicious. I will say it is one of our only products that isn't vegetarian or vegan friendly. There is beef actually in the package. If you want to take a look at the ingredients list there. Again, these are the reasons we love Epicure. Clean ingredients, words you can say, nothing you don't like. You can check out the nutritional information there as well. People often like to see the sugar and the sodium and fat numbers. So we love this one. I'm actually going to start the process by getting our pasta ready. So I know traditionally beef stroganoff has the lovely egg noodles. We don't have enough of those in the house. So we're just going to use penne. The girls love this shape. They're fun. So that's what I'm using. I actually have them set up in our multi-purpose steamer, and this is one of the reasons I love this thing. I actually put the steamer on a plate when I'm going to use it for stuff like pasta, just so that it gives me a stronger base, because it is going to get heavy. We're going to add the water in here, and then once it's boiled and hot, it's boiling hot water and it's fairly heavy, so the plate gives me the extra stability. So we're a family of 6. I'm making a lot of pasta here. So add your water, and I generally say twice as much water as pasta. Depending on the size of family you're cooking for. 2 cups of pasta is probably enough for a family of 4. We're a family of 6 who eat like a family of 8. So I'm using a full package of pasta. I think there's probably about 5 cups in there. So fill the steamer with your pasta and your water, and then it's going in the microwave. One of my tips actually for the steamer, when you're ready to use it, if you'll notice, there are handles on the side here where you can see Epicure is written. You actually want the steam holes to be facing the opposite direction of the handles, just so that the steam isn't blowing at you when you pull the steamer out of the microwave. We're gonna put that in while we get everything else cooked. This is, again, one of my favorite reasons for having the steamers, is that I can set it in the microwave and forget it. And my pasta will be perfectly cooked without boiling over pots, burning to the bottom of the pan, or forgetting about it while I literally do everything else to get our dinner ready. So, next step, I'm gonna actually add our seasonings to some water. Like I've mentioned before, Epicure seasonings are freeze-dried. There are no anti-caking agents or preservatives, so the best way to bring out their flavors is to mix them with water. So mix your packaged seasoning with 1 3/4 cups of water. And then give it a quick stir and let it sit there while we get everything else prepared. So that's like that. I've started the heat on the pan here. And I'm actually gonna throw the beef in. So I have our ground beef in our smaller rectangular steamer because it was frozen solid when I got it out of the freezer. So about 1.5 minutes in the rectangular steamer, and it is nice and defrosted so that we can break it apart and get it started. I'm actually going to use our ground meat separator, which is fantastic for breaking apart your meat. It's also a great banana masher. You can use it to smash avocado, for guacamole, not just for ground meat. So, that. get started. Get it browning. I love this one because the petals are nice and wide apart, so it's really easy to get the meat off of there, which makes it really easy to clean. And while the meat starts to cook, I'm gonna get our vegetables ready. Another thing about Epicure that I love is how versatile everything is. So basic beef stroganoff, if you are a fan of stroganoff, you kind of know the basic recipe. It's a nice rich beef gravy, onions, mushrooms, delicious. I'm actually gonna add a whole bunch of veggies to ours simply because we love veggies, and why not? Why not find ways to add vegetables to the food that you're eating on a regular basis anyway? So again, we're a family of 6 who eat like a family of 8. I have about a pound and a half of ground beef in there. It is grass-fed, it is extra lean, so there's not gonna be a lot of fat that comes off. I'm not likely to drain the fat off of there, I'm just gonna leave it in there. But to beef up, if you will, our protein content, I'm actually gonna mince in a bunch of portobello mushrooms, and then I'm actually gonna add some button ones as well, just for texture. So the portobellos, I like to mince so that they actually resemble the beef texture. Again, you can't make this one vegetarian, unfortunately. If you do look at the ingredients, there is natural beef flavor right in the seasoning. So this one you can't make vegetarian or vegan. So the mushroom option isn't as your protein replacement. It's just to enhance the flavor and actually add a little more protein so that I have enough quantity for the number of people who eat in my house. I love this thing. This thing is Tupperware. I don't sell Tupperware, but I know some girls who do, and this is one of the best investments of my entire life. This is the little handheld food processor. It's got this little blade in there. You throw stuff in, you lock the lid on, and then pull the string, it chops things up. And then your mushrooms are like meat. Throw that in there. Portobello are nice and meaty mushrooms anyway, so they give nice flavor. They're just gonna really add a deeper richness to the sauce when we're done, basically, especially by mincing them like this. They're gonna cook down like the meat and pretty much just be gone. That's why I put the button ones in. Gives you extra texture. Keep on chopping here. Stir the beef. One thing I am gonna add, if you've been following me along for a while, you'll know I love this one. The French onion dip mix adds a little extra depth to the flavor as well. The stroganoff seasoning and the gravy is pretty awesome on its own, but because I am bulking up what I'm actually adding the sauce to, I'm going to use the French onion just to give a little extra flavor in, so that I don't need to use a whole nother package of seasoning. Something else I like to add besides the French onion, this is actually suggested on the instructions, is to add some Worcester sauce. So I like to add it as I'm cooking. It helps enhance the flavors. If you don't use Liam Perrins, use whichever kind you like. Anywhere from half a tablespoon to a tablespoon, whatever you prefer. Just stir that in. the beef keep cooking down. So as per my usual, if you watch along regularly, I love to use up all kinds of veggies in most dishes. The alternative is you just serve with a side dish of vegetables, but I just like the enhanced flavor by adding veggies in to the dish itself. So I'm going to throw in some of these broad beans. We get these guys in our produce, our CSA farm box. I'm going to also throw in some red pepper. Basically, you use the veggies that your family likes. We like sweet peppers. The girls would eat sweet peppers and carrots like all the time. So a little bit of sweet red in there. I believe there's a way to tell who's male and female. I think this one is female. 4 points is female, and they have lots of seeds and are sweeter flavor, I think. I'll look that up and put it in the comments later. So again, chop them up. My culinary nutrition instructor, Megan, when she was teaching our knife skills, she says, make sure the knife rocks back and forth. She says cooking is like making love in the kitchen, so you got to get that rocking action with your knives. All right, so that's our veggies. Looks like our beef is coming along nicely. So what we're actually going to do, so that we don't overcook the beef, is remove the meat from the pan. Nope, not like that, you're not. Save some of the juices in there if you can. And then we're gonna throw the veggies in really quick to give them a fast cook. Guard back on your knife there. Okay. And you mostly just want to get the veggies softened so that you can put the beef back in, but you don't want to cook them all at the same time. The vegetables will get mushy in the time it takes for the beef to cook down, but you don't also want to overcook the beef by trying to get the veggies done with the meat still in the pan. I know technically this is a wok, but it's a 16-liter volume pan, so I love it when I'm doing big batch stuff like this because there's tons of room to make sure everything gets cooked, and we have enough for everyone in our family. I'm going to throw in some frozen peas as well. They mostly just need to be warmed up, so they'll be ready by the time everybody else is cooked. Okay, once your veggies are nice and soft, we're going to put the beef back in. Get all that spicy stuff there with the sauté spoon. And then we are going to throw in our seasonings and our gravy mix. I'm gonna let that come back up to a slow simmer. I'm gonna cover it and let it simmer there for another couple minutes. And by then, the pasta will be done. Our pasta is almost done. There we go. So, take that out of here. I always use oven mitts when I'm doing that because the steamers do get hot. Our steamer. I'm just gonna show you our pasta in there. So again, steam vents pointing away from you and opposite to the handles, and then use an oven mitt and lift the lid just a little to let the steam out before you lift it off. But you can see the pasta in there. I'm just gonna drain it like you normally would. Just take the water out of there, and then it is ready. So there's our cooked pasta, all rinsed and ready to go. Like I said before, we are a family of 6, so I had about 4, maybe 4.5 to 5 cups of dry pasta in here to start. And that took about 23 minutes in the steamer, in the microwave. If you're doing 2 to 3 cups of pasta for like a family of 4, it's about 15 minutes on high with the lid on. And like I said, no boiling over pots, no burning to the bottom, perfectly cooked every time with very little effort required. So we're ready to serve this up. All right, Fab Foodies, thanks again for joining me in Jess's Fab Food Kitchen. Here's to a delicious stroganoff dinner. Thank you and enjoy. Have a great night.